I am sharing it, retweeting it, all those things. So you just give me a moment to do this. All right. No one hops on in the first place. Welcome to the lit stream. We lit. Uh, cheers. Calling it a lit stream. Terry always being the responsible padre, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't drink, but I did have a
There you go.
strawberry shake from where I get it from? Chick-fil-A.
Ooh, okay. Strawberry shade guy. Okay. I see.
Quality stuff.
There
Okay,
you
so
go.
do you are you pro or con dipping French fries into a shake?
It's not something that I do, but my kids do, like
Mm.
ice cream or whatever. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say pro.
cool. I mean, I don't do it all the time, but
I said pro because I don't
that's
want
fine.
to, go against my kids. I gotta live with them jokers, so I'm a roll with them.
Are they watching right now? Hey, Tarek's kids.
They were last week. I don't know about this week.
Mm.
Oh, that's nice of them. Oh man, how are you doing? How was the day? How was the week? What's up?
Whoo, boy. It was week 9 at work. I'm still in my work gear. Um, man, we made it to the weekend, and that's the best part, you know?
So proud of you.
You
Thank you.
said it was week 9, kind of like it was match week 10, 12, whatever. It's like you got it like each week is like a different match
It
for
is.
you.
Like you really like every day is instead of a half, we got 5 parts. We got 5 parts to the week. 4 parts this week. We had a holiday, and sometimes the short weeks feel the longest, which is crazy because you just get thrown off your rhythm. But
So
it was a doozy.
so you said it was a rough week. You said it was a doozy. If this week was a Premier League opponent, of course, your city, this week was an opponent. Who was this week?
In current form or past form, like
However
this
you want
year.
to. Yeah.
Okay, if it's this season, this is like we got to go away to the Emirates to face
Okay.
Arsenal on 3 days rest. That's how
So
I
you
felt. I was
tried
like,
to.
oh
It
my
was the
god,
worst week of
Mhm.
all time. Okay.
it was bad. It was. I don't know. It's like I feel like we had that back to back. It's like last week might have been like Spurs away. This week might have been Arsenal away. Just this shit all around. Like it's just
Okay.
you know. It's okay though. It's not anybody's fault in particular. I'm not blaming the children. For those that don't know, I'm a teacher. Love my babies. Um, some of them just a little special, and the special ones, they need a lot of TLC. And boy, it wears you out. But Kronk, how was your week, man? Because you had some things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some things too, and I also work in the schools with children, and yeah, it was wild. I mean, again, kids are great. And honestly, my stuff isn't even with the kids, so it's just like we out
Mm.
here. It's great. So, uh, other than that, I've just been really looking forward to this weekend because just all the matches, the college football. It's just worst case, there's always something to play on the telly while I'm wandering around doing absolutely nothing or napping. Yeah, it's just great. But like Terry, did you talk about yourself?
Yeah,
You
Taylor,
were
how was
going,
your week? How was your week?
yeah.
Oh man, I sit at a desk that's in my basement. I sit right here in this exact same desk. This exact same seat is where I sit for work every single day. So, man, I can't complain. I ain't got to worry about nobody else's kids. I got to worry about my own, but so uh I don't even feel right complaining because y'all had some for real stuff. You didn't go into details, and that's probably not for the stream. But yeah, y'all had a rough week, man. I just try to not get on nobody else's nerves.
I mean, in theory, that's what I would just hope everyone did. Just like
Yeah.
worked for it, just was aware of their surroundings and trying not to ruin other people's days.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kronk, I got to say something real quick for
Oh
Terry.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Um, Real quick, Tarek. Tomorrow, I don't know if you know this, but Miami plays Virginia Tech. And
don't remind me.
Tarek's a Hurricanes fan for college football. Shouts to Tom Bond.
Wow.
There it is. And I am a native Virginian, son of Virginia, huge Virginia Tech fan, going back to Michael Vick. And that game used to mean a lot. Now both teams are pretty washed, but it still means something. It's in Blacksburg. You know, it's going to be jumping. So, Tarek, this is the one time I want your team to lose because they're playing mine. So, you know, just want to put that out there.
So, yeah, I understand. I'm not mad at you for wanting us to lose. And you know what? The way we've been playing last week, the second half was okay, I think, but we just couldn't put it together. We found ourselves in too many holes. This isn't a football show. And it's not about my Miami Hurricanes, but yeah, they give me a lot of pain, man. They make me almost want to cry.
Nah, I feel you on that 100%.
I felt it. I felt the way you said it. The way you said it. I felt that in my soul.
You know what? I think the thing is, God knew, right, that you can't only have so much happiness in your life. You got to have a balance. You got to have some happy with a little bit of sad. You know, joy, pain.
Joy.
I was waiting for a little. I should have told you up ahead of time I was going to play or say it, but I didn't know.
Sunshine.
Yeah, there you go. So, you know, God gave me Man City, and He gave me my Miami Hurricanes. I guess I got to take the good with the bad.
We love it.
Yeah, I got to take the good with the bad.
All right, Crunk, we got real football to talk about. Let's get it.
Oh, man. Let's just start off with an easy one before we bring our first guest on. And then she can follow up with her answer. I don't know why that word. Let's strain. We out here. First question is Manchester City's best player this season so far. And I know everyone's going to say KDB or Haaland, but if you're going to say that shit, give me a good reason other than he scores goals, he passed well.
Is there really any other reason needed? I mean, he
yes.
scores goals.
Dig deeper.
Plenty of reason. But no, I'm gonna go different though, just because I was going, I wasn't gonna say that. Those are the obvious answers, right? I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna go. Yep, I'm gonna go João Cancelo. Yep, I gotta go there. He is the best outside back. I'm not going to call him a left back. I'm not going to call him a right back. He is the best outside back in the world, bar none. That's my opinion. Okay. So, yeah, I think he, outside of those two, I'm going to rock with him.
So I see like Haaland and Foden being like, if you think about like an album, they're like the lead singles off an album, right? They're like the big popular ones. Like everybody knows them. They popular, even single ladies, whatever. Like I'm thinking about the deep cuts. Like give me the guys, give me the songs that like really hit when you know the album. Giles one of those. Just to be different, because he would have been in my top two for sure. I'm gonna go Phil. Phil Foden, we all
He's
know.
Amazing.
We know how important he is, right? Like you know the difference if you see on the lineup sheet Mahrez and Grealish compared to Grealish and Foden.
Yep.
Like everybody knows the difference. Or Foden on the left, Mahrez on the right. Like he sparked something that first pass that he did make to Haaland. We haven't seen that mistake since, right? Like they have a link, they have a bond. I think it's what now in the Premier League 15 goals. No, they have Haaland's on 10 or 11. I lost count. They got over 15 goals between the two of them. I literally don't know how many he has. It's 20 overall in all competitions. 15 PL and 6 for Foden. So 21 goals from 2 players. That's crazy. And like he has 3 assists as well. So 9 goal contributions from Phil Foden in the first 9 matches. And he got the new bag today. Big Phil about to get that big bag. I'm happy for my man. He deserves it. And that's my guy. Love young Phil.
I just watched that interview of his. He seemed very happy. Had a big old new rollie on. Man was looking wealthy. It was good to see. my person, Rodri, he's the man. Like I feel like he's just still baseball stat. I don't know if they do it in football. WAR, win above replacement. I feel like if they had that in all of Premier League, he'd probably like lead that because when he's missing, we feel it. And he tried his darndest to get something out of that Copenhagen match. Him and Kevin, they both were my two stars of that match. Yeah. So it's time to bring on our first guest. I don't know why I did all of that. Don't have all that stuff like I do for the episode on this. It's a different
all
app.
good.
Sorry,
all
guys.
good.
Cassell,
Hi
welcome.
everyone. Hi.
Hello.
Hi guys. What's up?
Question is, who do you think has been the best City player so far?
I really thought about Cancelo, but for me it's gonna be Akanji. And the reason is because I keep forgetting that he's a new player. Like he fits in so well. He's been doing, our backline has been so solid that I keep having to remind myself that this is a new guy who just started. And we haven't had any like, oh, he needs to adjust a little bit. We need to give him time. He's just been like right on it. And I think it's really good that we have our guys up front scoring goals and doing all of that. But like the back, for them to be able to do that, like we know that our back is solid. Like we don't have to worry about that ever. So for me, it's been him this season. Partially because he's a new player kind of coming in, but also just how important and solid he's been at the back. So yeah.
That's a solid one. So I added something in the outline. I'm hijacking it.
Let's get it.
You can answer last, of course, our amazing guest. But do you agree with Alan Shearer that if Kane was at City, he would have the 15 goals?
Nope. I was never a fan of Kane coming to City. I don't even want to consider hypotheticals. I just
She's right on. I agree. Like because Haaland's goals, if you notice, he's not. A lot of them are because of his physical stature. Kane's not as big. He's not as fast. Like he's not as quick twitch as like agile. His leg isn't getting to the top of the goal when he jumps. He's not stretching his leg out. Like he's not doing it. Like will we maybe score goals for sure? But I mean, Alan Shearer, he knows way more about goal scoring than I ever did. But I don't see that. It doesn't make sense to me.
If he would be scoring goals, is because Kevin would literally put it into his lap, literally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to even consider alternate reality where that is true that he's at City. So I'll
So
pass.
I'm gonna agree that he would not have scored at the rate that Haaland is scoring. He would score goals for sure. But not at this rate and not the same type of goals. I don't think our style of play would be the same because he would be dropping deep to come get the ball with runners going past him, trying to lay it off, much like he does kind of for Son in some ways, where he comes and gets the ball and then immediately kind of plays it out wide for Son to run onto. So I think he would score goals just because we create enough goals that, you could put me in the middle and enough would just bounce off me and go in that I would get a goal or two this season. But there's no way he is scoring the goals that Haaland is scoring because to Charlie's point, he ain't going up there back post and, going up over Moss and Cats at the back post. That's just not happening with Harry Kane. So he would score goals. Would he be on 15? No, he might be on. What is he on now? He's probably like in 8 or 9 now. So I think he'd probably be about where he is right now. It would look different.
Can we also just say that like it would have been the biggest waste of money if you think about like getting him
man.
for like 100-something mil
Yeah.
versus
Seriously.
like Holland. Like even with the salary, we know the bonuses. Thank you, my Sky reporter who loved to put that out there. Okay, whatever.
I don't care.
But like the bag is the bag. Like, you got to get it. He deserves it. But it's like he's 30 now, 30-ish. Like to get a striker who's 21, 22 compared to someone that's on the downside of their prime. Like we don't even know what Holland's about to be.
And
Like it's so early.
People want to talk about Holland's injuries and his injury record and how he's always knocked and always hurt, whatever. Dude, Harry Kane is always
it's way worse.
Yeah. So I can say when they were bringing the idea of him signing, I mean, I was not in favor. I'm glad it didn't work out. Of course, if we would have got him, I would have supported him because he would have been lined up in sky blue. But yeah, I'm perfectly fine that he's on that other team.
Yeah, I'm very happy to not go into that fantasy world.
I was never a fan of that.
Yeah. And Pep felt the same way. He like shut that down real fast. He was just like, anyway. But let's just get to the Liverpool nonsense. I got this video to play.
Oh, you don't like the answer. You will not like the answer about that. And you won't have the answer already. So nobody can compete with City in that. You have the best team in the world and you put in the best striker on the market. No matter what it costs. No matter what it costs, you just do it. I know, City, they will not like it. Nobody will like it. You ask the question, but you know the answer. But what does Liverpool mean? We cannot act like them. It's not possible. Not possible.
But it's not hard to,
It's just clear. And again, you know the answer. There are 3 clubs in world football who can do what they want. Financially. It's illegal and everything fine, but they can do what they want. Put in, and they will say, yeah, but we have to. But it's exactly the fact. We have to look at. We need here, we need that, and we need that, and then we have to look here and make it younger, and here a prospect, and here a talent. That's what you have to do, and you compete with them. It's not a problem at all for me. It's like it is, but you don't ask me that question because we always open this discussion, and in the end, it's me telling you. But you all know it. You should know. It's not possible to deal with that, and it will be like this. I heard now the Newcastle, whatever is there, said there's no ceiling for this club. Yeah, right. He's right. He's absolutely right. There's no ceiling for Newcastle. Congratulations. Some other clubs have ceilings.
You know who he sounds like right now?
Who?
He sounds like Tuchel. Just one. That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah. Okay. So my hot take is I shared it on our pod page. I think he's trying to get fired. That's 7 years. That's what he's done the last 2 places he was at was 7 years. It's 7 years right now. He's just the Surly isn't getting to the team. The team isn't running, playing like they have. They aren't able to keep up with City's firepower. So he's making these like excuses. He at least used to be able to make them cute. He used to be able to at least do it with a little like smile. And now he's all just like so bitter. It's so just like vengeful. It's gross. Grow up, guy. Or go to France. Go to Italy. Go somewhere where you can relax.
See, my thing is, I look at it this way. He must not be talking about City. Because he said there's 3 clubs in world football who can do what they want to do. One has to be Barcelona, right? Because they've got just unlimited levers. They just keep pulling levers and money just magically appears and players get registered and all this kind of stuff. So Barcelona's got to be one of those clubs. Real Madrid got to be the other because Real Madrid, they were going to drop 200 mil on Mbappe and nobody blinked an eye. So got to be Real Madrid. And I'm going to throw PSG in there because PSG kept Mbappe with all the money they had to give him, and now he wants to leave. So, in my opinion, City can't be in that top 3 because City can't do any of those things that we just named off. We just don't have unlimited levers to keep pulling for people to just be like, oh, money just magically appears. When money shows up for City, people complain. When money shows up, they talk about Oil Club. When money shows up, people want to say that, oh, we broke the rules some kind of way. So he can't be talking about us. But if he was, I would just be like, whatever, man. Just compete on the field. Compete on the field. Because you got the best players according to you and the media and everybody else. You got the best coach, the best players, you got the best fans, you got the best crowd, the best stadium, all this stuff. Compete on the field. That's what I would say.
Can I hop in?
Normally I say my rants for Sundays, but you know.
Hey, we lit.
I love it. So here's the thing, right? I'm from the South, son of Virginia, and there's a popular saying where it says a hit dog gonna holler, and he's a hit dog right now. If I was sitting outside, if I was going for Europa Conference League right now, I too would just give up everything. I don't know what it feels like as a Manchester City fan to even sniff sixth place after 9 matches. Like, what does that even feel like? I can't imagine the pain.
Couldn't be us.
Can't relate.
Couldn't be us.
Can't relate.
It's terrible. And now, like, let's talk about numbers, right? Let's talk about numbers.
Uh-oh,
Who had the biggest spend in the PL this summer? Was it City? I don't think so. It wasn't City. It was Arsenal and Man United. Chelsea, United, Arsenal. Those three spent way more than we did.
But they love to say us.
But he's not talking about those three. He's talking about oil money, which is cool. But like American money's real. Todd B came in and just bought success. Like he's just, I mean, so like it's cute. Look, it's cute, Jurgen. I mean, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry that your team is not good enough, you know?
Yeah, and
But,
I'm also wondering,
agrees
like,
with us.
I'm also wondering, like, you know, the whole kind of like side comment about like, oh, they have the top striker. Why didn't you buy the top striker?
you bought Darwin for more money. You paid more money.
Yeah,
for
why
why
is he not why is he not the top striker?
He told us he don't even
it's
understand.
just-
He said, I don't even understand Klopp. I don't know what he's saying. I need my teammates to tell me. I
Yeah,
don't know this, man.
he's just that complaining and the excuses. It's always something. If it's not the grass, it's the oil money. So it's gonna be something. Whatever.
And I just don't appreciate him pushing that dialogue because he could easily just be like, they have a great academy and they get great sales from those players, and that really boosts what they do financially. Their shirt sales with Holland are huge right now. Like, there are ways to explain the way City get their money, and for him to just be like, it's an owner, it's just like, that's lazy. Because then he throws in, of course, legally and stuff like that. Like, he throws that in to like save himself, but it's just like, come on, asshole, I'm over you.
Yeah, because when Liverpool were at the top, it was like, okay, Salah's amazing, Mane is amazing, which they are. But if we have an amazing striker, it's oil money. Like, stop.
And the homie Rocks, I wish I could figure out how to pull it up on this, but I can't. He sent me like a Forbes ranking, and Liverpool is 4th in the ranking in like the. I can pull up. I can read it myself. The. Take a moment. It's like the most valuable soccer teams, and Liverpool is 4th, and then it also like breaks down how much money and revenue, and they make basically similar. City makes just like 20 million less, and people try to say that has nothing to do with what he's talking about. But I mean, it's the same money. The money in is the money out if it's legally. It all has to be in house. So it's just like, how can you say the owner is pushing something or giving us something if all the money comes through the house?
You know, what he's really getting at is his owners. It's not his fault that his American owners are cheap. For those that are in the States, Fenway Sports Group, they are notorious for building up a product and then tearing it down to reap the profits. The Boston Red Sox were incredible, and now they're terrible because they didn't want to reinvest in the club. I'm sorry that they own Liverpool. because American owners aren't the problem. Chelsea spends money. The Glazers have money. You know, the
Specifically.
people in Arsenal have money. Those guys that own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's just your people. Your Americans suck. I'm sorry.
Sucks to be
Yeah, and just said what you were saying, Charlie. Boston Red Sox, like the curse. Hey, it crosses the sea. It's just like you said it, nailed it. All right, we can keep it moving. We can stick it on, keep it on Liverpool, and we can just talk about the match overall, I guess, and see how you feel, Christelle, how the match will go. Give us a prediction.
I think because it's a Liverpool City game, it's always going to I expect it to be entertaining. I don't expect it to be like easy or anything handed to us. I do think that at the point where we're at as a squad, we're definitely making it over the line. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to it because the last time I got to see a City Liverpool game, I got COVID from it. So I want this one to be better. So
Yeah, seriously, hope it is.
yeah. And it was a tie, so
Mm,
don't want that again.
yeah.
I think one of the reasons I'm really excited is because I feel like Haaland, as a City fan, is going to he's really ready as a someone who supports the team outside of being a player, because he supports the team outside of being a player, and he knows kind of like the importance of all of this. I think he's gonna be super ready for it.
That's what I like to hear. Yeah, I'm not worried, especially with Diaz down. So it's just I'm not scared of Jota. Yeah, I'm not worried about him. It's gonna be great. Hey, what's up, Podfathers? What's up, noisy neighbors out here? How's it going, people? What's up? I actually want to ask you a couple of these cooked and curse before we get you out of here. So
Yes.
basically,
I
the
have
soup-
theories.
yes. So these cooked and cursed for people watching, it basically are they cooked? Is it over for them? Finito, sad? Or are they just cursed? It's just a bit of bad luck. And the first person on our list, he just did his thing in Champions League. It's Mohamed Salah. I mean, you could say that that's a small sample size, and he's still shit. Or, I mean, do you think he's finding his way out?
I don't think he's cooked. I think here's my theory about it. My theory is, and I have a really good friend. She's a huge Liverpool fan, so we discuss that a lot. I think that he doesn't have the motivation that he had when Mane was there. I think because they're on the same team, but they also have kind of like a little rivalry thing going on. They were pushing each other a lot. And I just feel like now he doesn't have that fire to so I think I don't think he's cooked. I think he's just doesn't have the motivation right now. That's my theory about it.
Yeah, go for it. Either of you guys.
Terry, what do you think?
Yeah.
So I think, look, I don't like giving props to opponents. I think he is a very, very class player. And I think class is, when they say class is permanent, form is temporary, something to that effect. I think he's in bad form right now. I think their whole team is in bad form. Quite frankly, that's why I wanted them to lose against Arsenal, because I didn't want them to get in any winning form. That's why I hated the way the Rangers game went, and they were able to get off.
Yeah.
So I think that if I were to be honest, I think that he is just in a bad run of form right now. He will find his way out of it. But I think they kind of changed up the way they play a little bit, and trying to get Nunez off down through the middle is throwing him off on the outside. So I don't think they can have both of them firing at one point. It's going to be one or the other, and they're going to have to choose to go back to Salah and let him get off if they want to save their season. So I think he's a good player. I think he's in a bad run of form.
Yeah, I just think he's cursed. I mean, I think he's cursed. Like, Salah is world class, one of the best right wingers in the world. Is he on? You know, they hit 30, of course, but like, you can't knock the goal production. I will say this: there is a reason that Pep is going to play Jao on the left and not Gomez or Ake, and it's because of Salah. Like, you can't.
Yep.
You have to treat him with respect, or else he will do you in. And so, he's still the most fearful player for me on Liverpool squad. Like, he's the one that I'm like, we got to stop him. Like, I need
without question
Bernardo to double team him. I need Roger to be ready to cut in, take a tactical foul. Like, that man scares me coming on his left foot. It's put fears in my heart. So, you know, he's cooked. I mean, he's cursed, and I hope that he stays that way for one more week.
Well, I hope he stays that way for a lot longer than 1 week, but definitely at least 1 week. I want them to lose consistently for a while, but I'll take one more week.
At least one more week. At least one.
There we go.
Hey,
Yeah, you probably could say that about the whole team. The comments you got on the screen there. Their whole team they've been running the ground over the last few years, trying to compete with us. You know, it's like they've been trying to keep up and run themselves in the ground.
I feel like even Ellison is a little shaky. And I say that as a Brazil fan, very worried that he's so shaky, but he hasn't been on it.
don't worry, Edison's there to protect you guys. He's good.
That was cute.
Oh, that wasn't very. You're just like, like, is there some like deeper beef with Edison you got? What is going on?
No, I mean, the beef is not mine. I'm not the one putting the Brazil squad together, so I know who's going to be starting. I just want him to be ready.
I'm just trying to start some nonsense, get some from Listring. Play Ake on the left and Cancelo on the right. Okay.
I mean, really? That looks a little dangerous, but you know, we all have our feelings. I respect that.
Ake can get a little lost sometimes, so that's why I worry about that. I feel like Jao will be pushed up so high on the left that Ake will have most responsibility for Salah. So,
they're thinking that Ake's going to start at center back. Are we getting the double A's? Are we getting the dark mode center backs?
I think we are.
Oh, dark mode.
I mean, I guess you read that way. I guess for me, I understand why we would be concerned, because Zhao's strength is him getting forward and being involved in the attack, right? And if we make him sit to kind of keep eyes on and be ready for Salah, then we take away the best part of his game. Yeah. If we let him run loose and you know get and just bomb up that side, well, then we run the risk of turning the ball over and them hitting us on the break with Salah coming at us really, you know, in transition. So I understand why people would say that. He's saying Ake left back. Yep. See Kanji and Diaz.
Yeah.
And Cancelo right.
I'm not sure about that.
I mean, it's tough. You got to make them work too, though. You got and having Cancelo going forward means Salah's got to come back and help. Otherwise, we're just going to kill him. So it's tough for me because you want to be defensively solid.
Anyway. But their midfield is shit. They're old and broken and slow, and they're not going to be able to catch up. Like our passes, yes, we do our like cute little passes in the back, but once we get past that halfway line, we're very expansive and we cover a lot of ground and we pass through a lot of players. So I think it's going to be tough for them.
Okay, so let's just put all the cards on the table. How concerned about this match are you? And I don't know if you want to put it
Not.
on, scale of 1 to 10. I don't, however you want to say it. You said, Christelle,
You
you said
know,
you're
I'm down
not.
for 1 to 10. No, 3.
Wait, so 10 being the most concerned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3.
See, we out here.
Wow.
3. Seriously, 3. Yeah.
See,
Let us know in the comments. How do you guys feel?
Maybe I'm just
let us know out of 10. How do you feel about this game?
See, Tarek,
how confident?
I'm at like an 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Seriously?
I'm at least an 8 or a 9. I'm a little concerned.
Whoa.
I mean, look, maybe I'm just pessimistic by nature. I don't know, but I'm a little concerned. Now, maybe once
So
we
here's
get
the
that third goal in the first half, then I'll be good. But until then, I'm
Champions
gonna be
League
a
means
little.
nothing to me. Champions League means nothing to me. That has nothing to do with the.
But see,
Premier League.
it's not about Champions League. It's about
It's-
like heritage, right? Like they have something. Like they drew against us both times last season, and they beat us in the FA Cup. They beat us.
Yeah, but last
Community
season they
Shield.
weren't.
Hold on, but
playing the way
listen.
they're playing this.
True, but let me tell you why. There's something different when they play us at Anfield.
True.
Like they
Okay,
may
yeah,
look.
That's fair.
If this is at the Etihad, okay, it'd be like a 4 or 5, whatever. But at Anfield, and they're in the corner right now. They need a win.
Mm.
Like they need a PL win to even start to sniff top 4. So like, do I think we have the talent to beat them? Of course. But I'm more concerned about dropping points than us like as a draw than us losing.
Yeah.
So my concern is about a draw
Yeah.
versus a win. So I don't want to drop points at all. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That is fair. That's fair.
No, I still hold down. I think we're gonna destroy Anfield. It's almost like Brighton almost did it, right? Yeah. Like there were so many teams that like, yeah. So it's just like we got this. I'm not worried. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. Especially we got Holland out. The players are looking great. All the ones that we need. I think it's going to be Grealish and Foden. They look dangerous. They look ready. I think Ake is going to play because he needs to, because he was rested. Like he didn't play. So I think he's definitely going to play.
The viewers are very confident. We got a 4-5-0. We got another 4-1.
Hey, Goblin mode. That's what I want to see. I'm here for that. Yeah, no, that would be great. Well, I want to say thank you, Christelle. Thank you for being on. We appreciate you. If you want to let people know how they can follow you, if you want to, I don't want to like force you into it.
I'm XL007 on Twitter. I also live in New York. I'm part of the New York Sky Blues, repping all the time. So, whenever you're in New York, we watch every game at Amity Hall downtown in New York City. Always a good time, great crowd. So, coming out.
Noisy with the love. Great guest.
Amazing guest. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
It was so nice to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
I just followed you. Let me get a follow back, please. Let's just
Yes. Wait. Let me do that.
Love. All right. Well, you have a good rest of your night then.
Looking forward to Sunday.
Can't wait.
Cheers. Oop. I'm always so bad with these cutoffs.
Yo, Crump with the cutoff. Crump is like, all right.
So bad. I don't know. I'm bad with timing.
Tarek, you saw that, right? Like he was like, okay, you out.
No. Like, it's because in the Midwest we have that like 18-part hello or goodbye. So I know people not from the Midwest aren't that way. So I don't want to keep and put people in that position to be like, okay, bye. So
I respect it.
I'd rather look like an asshole than have that weirdness. So all love. I hope you do not hate me for cutting you off like that, please. Anywho, we're gonna keep it moving with man from Dublin, Ireland right now. We across the seas for real. He is up mad late.
I said we should put him on first.
Hey, I'm sorry, Chris. She hit me up first, so dibs. I don't know. I'm a traditionalist. I don't know what to tell you.
It's all good.
Yeah, that's
Ladies first.
that's a good talk though. I should have been first. I could have gone to sleep. I'm joking.
No, I mean I wouldn't blame you. If you were the first guest, I would have went to bed immediately after I got off. So I kept you up. Haha. How's it going, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for inviting me. I know we wanted to try this last week, but last week I had a meeting in the morning the next day, so I didn't want to risk it. But today I made a promise, and I said no matter what ever happens, I will be there for one of your episodes. As I said off camera, I always watch you guys when I'm at work, and I see what you're doing, and it's great. And keep pushing. It's good. And guys, like the vid, by the way. Some of you guys like just watching for free. Like the vid, it's free. It's free. Liking the video is free.
Free likes.
You can
Thank you
see
so much, Patrick, man.
Yeah,
I
Thanks for
care.
coming
I
he's
on.
a
care.
professional. Yeah, he's a professional. Let the viewers know what you do because you have a full on YouTube channel and this is really what you do. So you're kind of home, even though this is an away pitch for you right now.
Nah, it's different because you guys are what we define as a podcast, which is something I think a lot of people don't understand. There's a difference. You guys are an actual podcast because it's calm, you discuss, you go out of topic. While if you talk about YouTubers, because I define you as a podcast, and that's why you're good to watch, like at work or somebody's chilling. For YouTubers, it's more like if you talk about just a YouTube channel, it's just more on the point. Sometimes when you go off topic, they're like, the DM me or they're like, get back. So yeah, I'm sort of on the YouTube channel part where it's all about analyzing football, checking tactics, studying the opposition, studying our team, knowing what strength, what lineups. Though if you are a city YouTuber, that never works. I know you guys understand that. It never works. You can never predict what Pep is going to put up on the ground.
Right.
The only competitions you do is how many did I get right this time? If you get over 7, we say well done to you. So I also do the same. I do not the same as I say. It's mine. It's sort of different. It's just reactions, match reactions, and previews. Stuck with that. Sometimes when when I have the heat in me or I have so much time on my hands, I would throw some of the teams when they lose, especially Arsenal and Liverpool and Spurs. I would just make a video out of nowhere. And surprisingly enough, a lot of City fans enjoy that. So that's what I do. It's on the True City Fan channel, which started off during lockdown, as most of us did, to be honest. Lockdown, when we all got bored, we decided to just start talking on the camera, which is great. Anyway, that's me.
Can I ask one follow-up question real quick?
Yeah, for sure, of course.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you don't mind me asking, Patrick, how did you get to Ireland? Like, how long have you been? Like, I mean, because again, from the States, it's like, wait, you think of Irish, you don't think of black men in Ireland. So, like,
Yeah,
how did that happen?
it's quite interesting. It's just my mom is in England and she's been there, Jesus, for so long. She left maybe when my brother was in diapers or something. So she wanted us to come to England like after my dad died, is it years ago? So she wanted us to come to England, but she says, you know what, England is a bit of England, London, things are not great. Even though people think England is all that, people always talk about America and the shootings and stuff, but England, it's the knife crime is not great. So I don't know, maybe she thought maybe her boys will go there and join that. She's like, you know what, for a minute there, don't come to England first. Go to Ireland and see if you can like it there before you come here. It's close, so we'll see. Then if you don't like it, come on to England. Then I ended up here with my brother, and she ended up there with my two sisters. And then me and my brother just made this place our home, our own. That's it. That's how I ended up here. Sadly enough, I haven't been back to my own country for almost 10 years, which is bad whenever I say that because people are like, don't you ever think about visiting? I'm like, the only person I can visit is right across in England. The rest back home, I don't even know where they are. So that's how I ended up here and still here. 2 kids, a son and a daughter. So
Wow.
we're out here.
So
Yeah.
what is
beautiful,
home?
man.
Where is home?
Home is Malawi, Malawi
Okay.
in Southern Africa, next to South Africa. So I'm from Malawi. So that's where home is. So to go home, it's also, Jesus, it takes 2 days to go home. So I don't want to sit in a plane 2 days anymore. I don't. I used to
I
do
get
like
it.
it when I was younger, but now, no, not anymore.
I don't blame you. Wow, that's incredible, man. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, it's
Awesome
good. Thanks
story.
for asking, which is great. And you're actually the first individuals who ever asked me when they have invited me to the show. A lot of people, funny enough, just predict that I am from. Okay, at first somebody thought because I wasn't speaking on the podcast, I was just quiet listening. They thought I'm from the Caribbeans, and then somebody said you're Nigerian, and they just assume every time I walk in, they assume, oh, you've been from Nigeria, you've been from South Africa. Nobody has ever asked me that. Where are you actually from? They don't even know that I'm black. So you're the first one who's actually asked me that. Where are you from? Actually, so it's good.
I mean, look at who you're
Appreciate
talking to, right? You're talking to people of the diaspora, people that
Right.
understand we are more
Yeah,
than
I
just
understand,
one
yeah.
country in
Yeah.
Africa or two countries, you know. So like, I appreciate that, and I remember when I first saw you this summer, Crunk got on the live stream, and doing the transfer season. I remember talking about left backs and looking at people from Germany and all this stuff, and I was like, okay, Patrick's a cool dude. Like, so I was always I always had that curiosity. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing. You know,
Yeah, what about you guys? Where are you from? If I don't like, I watched the show, but I know you always mention where you are. But where are you from? Like, do are any of you linked? Do I have anyone linked in Africa here? 100%. Obviously, let's not go back in history. Let's not say
I was saying, I'm
1900s.
sorry to say I don't even know any of that stuff. My bad.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. The crazy part, like you're from Malawi, came to there. For us, maybe one or two generations is about as far back as we could probably go for most Black Americans, because we don't have those records from where our people, what part of Africa they were from, or where maybe the Caribbean or wherever they might have come from. So we don't really have that information. So I couldn't tell you outside of going and getting 23andMe or some
And I ain't doing that shit.
ancestry.com or
I ain't doing
one of
it.
those kind of things. But
Bones, going for bones.
yeah, I mean, we wouldn't
No,
really be able to tell
I'm talking
you.
about right now, as in where you from in America?
Yeah.
Like,
So, okay, cool. So we've said before, we kind of cover the entire country as far as the time zones. I'm on Eastern time in Indiana, which is probably as far west as Eastern time will allow. But I'm in Indiana, Fort Wayne. Charlie.
I'm currently living in Pasadena, California, so right outside of LA. Originally, though, I'm from the East Coast. I grew up in Virginia. Crunk?
Yeah, and I'm smack dab in Iowa, but I grew up down south in Arkansas. So, yeah.
interesting.
Being in
Such a big
Iowa
country.
is
Good.
kind of like, being in Iowa is kind of like you being in Ireland. I would have never guessed
Yeah.
a Black man in Ireland.
Hmm.
You don't really see too many Black people in Iowa either. So Crunk out there by himself.
Yeah, no, people say it.
Yeah.
And I for sure, whenever I go places and I see another Black person, and I feel like that's like not a known thing here, but if I see another Black person, I'm trying to get that eye contact to be like, I see you, let's do the head nod.
Oh,
And so
you mean the head nod?
yeah, so the aunties and the uncles, they know, but like the young people, they don't know because they're all like nervous and scared at everything. So I try to make sure I'm just like, hey, I see you, even at work, especially at work. All like that our school specifically is as inner city as the area gets, so there are a lot of Black and brown kids at that school. So I try to say hi and connect with as many of them as I possibly can.
Hold up, before we get to city, I know
Yeah.
City Talk is coming. That's what they're here for. But I want to give Crunk a public shout out for having the idea to start something like this in the States, to where like the whole premise is Black and brown city fans, the true shades of blue. Like when I first saw it come up on Twitter, earlier this year, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I've been following City for years and talking to myself basically. So like Crunk, you are a trendsetter. You found your niche. Like it's a special thing we got going, man. So cheers to you, bro.
I appreciate it. I mean, I'm always gonna take a cheers, so let me get a drink. That's some good wine. Yeah, it was like I said, I podcasted before. My podcast was just about the world, and the world is on fire. So I got tired of talking about that. And I still wanted a pod because I very much enjoy it. And so I was like, all right, City, let's figure this out. And I listened to all of the City podcasts. Like I really do. I give them a listen. I delved it in and out and stuff like that. So I respect and love to everybody. So, and yeah, there was definitely an opening. Like obviously in YouTube and stuff, there's people like Patrick. There are plenty of people like that, but specifically City, yeah, there aren't really people like us out there. And so I feel like it's great, and I'm connecting. We're connecting with the City community in a way that I've always wanted. And so that's really what I'm thankful about starting this pod, is just like really being able to talk about a sport with a bunch of people that I've never been able to. I've just been kind of like hold alone, like you said, a black man in Iowa, like mad alone. I already like football, like who I am in this area, like any other city, big city. Like that's why I like to travel. I like to go to other cities and stuff like that, because who I am is like normal elsewhere, but here it's like weird. And so it's good that I can be like myself in my chair in my house. Like, that's nice. I appreciate you guys. And I will get off of my stew. But thank you for that. Let's get to some football. The first question, Patrick, City's best player so far.
Should I just because I was listening to you guys, and obviously you were going. I know where you were going. You were trying to avoid the elephant in the room, because everybody, like, I'm not gonna say best player, but for me it's just like when somebody is hyped in the world, and then you know that this guy is hype, and then he comes and show up, and then that hype is a point where somebody like Pep Guardiola looks this, like, in the Sevilla, is it Sevilla, no, Copenhagen game, says, my God, has a face like, my God, what a player. I think it's Haaland. I don't know, it's just, I know De Bruyne is hustling. I know Cancelo, my God, Foden is having the best season of his life. I think having a striker like Haaland, or somebody's age like Haaland, and Foden knows I am talented, and this Haaland guy wants to show me up. Let me also level up. You know what I mean? So I think it's Haaland, because we all knew what he was. We knew at Modo Salzburg, when I watched him against Liverpool, I was like, my God, this kid just sat Van Dijk on the floor, and him and Minamino were giving trouble to Liverpool. Man, these two guys, they have to be bought by somebody. So it's Haaland. It's just inevitable. Haven't you guys reached a point where, okay, for me, there's a bit of an issue these days, which I'm gonna solve tomorrow. I paid for a service, a TV service, so that when the goals go in, the streams that are behind, I hate that. So I sat down one day, I was like, Patrick, you work so hard, like you work every day, 5 days a day. Do you want to be going to streams where when the goal is scored, 2 minutes later, you see it? I was like, no, I'm paying for the deal. It was working. Now it's also behind a few seconds. So every time I see my phone say Haaland, I sit there and say, no, VAR, something, VAR offside, something, come on, VAR. And I watched it, I was like, no way. I've reached a point where my phone was just saying Haaland, 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 Haaland on scores, like I'm also like Pep. Yeah, it's
You gotta
just
turn those notifications off, my guy. That's what you gotta.
I know.
You gotta turn your notifications off. This is actually what I do. Is I throw my phone across the room. I'm not even joking. I do not touch it until halftime, and then once halftime comes, I try to like catch up and I do everything, and then once it starts again, I throw it back across the room. I'm not joking.
I can't. I only do that after the first goal. I'm too nervous. Like I'm too. Even when we're playing, in a league team, like a League One team, I don't know. I'm so nervous. I would rather one goal goes in, then I switch off my phone and say, now let me watch the game. That's why I like paying for something that immediately when the goal goes in on my TV, it's also going in the stadium, because I don't want delays. I hated the Tottenham game where I was at work. I didn't want to see my phone, and my phone, I thought it was a message from my boss, and it was Kane 1-0. I was like,
Oh
oh god.
no.
So I was like, no. So, but look, it's Haaland, man. The hype came in. I know what the English media wanted. Don't believe them. They're just right now. I don't know if I can use this word. They're twerking for him right now. But deep down, they're not happy because their hero, Harry Kane, is being outscorned by somebody who's not English. So I'm telling you, it's for me. It's Haaland this season. Like it's too much. I think he's gonna take us to the next level. And I think as much as City fans, we've been falling short in the Champions League. I think having somebody who is inevitable like him or even Alvarez on the bench, I think it's a bit of a boost. Even the players will be
Oh,
like,
big
"We
time.
have Haaland. Yeah, we have Haaland. We just pass it in the box, Haaland to score." So for me, it's
Seriously.
Haaland. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, and I can't argue. And I wasn't necessarily telling people to not pick Holland. I just want some sauce with it. If you were going to say
yeah. I
Holland,
know. I know. It's
that's
always
it.
hard.
That's it.
Yeah, it's always hard. Yeah, you're right about that though, guys. Like even mental right now, when I'm doing, let's say when I'm doing a show, I even noticed now, even on BBC, they were doing a show on strikers. Guess what they did at the beginning of the show? They said, "Let's take Haaland and put him here, and now let's analyze." These guys, even the two strikers, did you see them? They were making a joke. Wilson and Anthony. They said it's play on player. It's sort of like a podcast, play on player. Wilson said this is like, and this is a striker from the Prem. Is like the Premier League should make a silver boot for the rest of us because that boy Haaland and Anton was laughing.
Got it locked up.
Anton from West Ham, yeah, he's like he's locked it already. What are we gonna do? They should just make one for us, make that one for him, and give it to him. And it's just, I'm telling you, it's like I don't blame you. Like it's the same, even on BBC, even ESPN, when they're talking about strikers, they're removing Haaland. They're starting from Kane downwards. That not that they hate Haaland, they know that this guy has already killed things. Let's just talk about the rest.
He's in a bracket all by himself. You
He
know,
really is.
it doesn't putting him into any other conversation just skews it so much that it's just like we got to pull him out because he's the anomaly. Nobody should be doing what he's doing, and it's like I said, he's skewing the conversation by just how brilliant he is.
I think it's first of all, I want to go check that out because I really enjoy. I love Mikel Antonio. I love. Are you talking about Callum Wilson from Newcastle? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it is the two.
Yeah.
It's the two. They've got
Yeah,
good
those two-
chemistry though. Those two.
Yeah, like they're both great players to watch. Like, so it's like I gotta go check that out. But like, that's the highest compliment, right? To have your peers state that like you are different. You are not us. It's like how in America people talk about LeBron James in his prime in basketball. You just knew it was something special. This was like the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like this is not the same. And so like I think there's no higher praise. So of course the media is twerking. I love that you said that. They have to now. All the skepticism is gone. You can bring out the money. Who cares? Just look at the matches. Like you know what he does, and it's something that no one has ever seen in the Premier League in the last 30 years. You have never seen a striker do this. Any player. Nobody's done this since the guy, I forgot his name, that has the all-time record back in the day. Doozy.
Is it Aaron Shearer? Is it Aaron Shearer? Yeah.
No, that's the overall record, right? I'm talking about the old guy that hit like 60 goals. I forget his name.
Oh, that guy.
Some old white man. Bless his heart. He's a legend.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like this is different. Like this is very, very special, you know. And so I'm glad that like players know it and the media knows it. And so now we can all just appreciate we have that guy. We have the one. It's like Messi, but Messi is a striker, a pure striker, because this is not Ronaldo. Fuck Ronaldo. This is different, you know?
God, I love this team. It's nice. It is nice. Because when I first started liking City, I really did like City because I love the shade of blue. Like it's like I hated United. I found out there was another team in Manchester. I love that. Then I saw the gorgeous shade of blue. I was like, I love that. I saw that the team wasn't that great in FIFA, and I was like, ooh, I can build and make them great and kick the ass of all the like top teams in the Premier League. Like that's literally why I became a City fan, was because of the idea of them like taking over the Premier League. That was like so cool. They're just like, man, if only this little team could become really great. And then here we are. Like, you really couldn't, like, before it happened, all you could do is hope and pray that something would happen, and they would try, and baby, we made it. Boy, did we make it. Let's keep it moving. I don't want to talk about Klopp anymore, I guess, unless you have some, like, quick, beautiful, like, soliloquy to throw on to that whole Klopp wine fest.
Ah, it's back to his odd like that's the odd Klopp, I know. Because don't forget he was in Germany, right, in men's, and then he got them out of the league and he left after 7 years. Then he went to Dortmund, he left them at the bottom of the table. This is another 7 years, so it looks like same things are happening. And in Germany, he started talking like this. This is how he talks when things are not well with him. I looked at that clip. Obviously, I made a comment just for the sake of just to sort of collect him a bit. But he's a bitter guy, and one of you guys said it that that's how he is. It's either he talks about witchcraft, which was funny. He talks about the wind, the pitch. Some people say it's smart. Apparently, he's trying to get the attention away from the team. I think no. I think the guy is just a bad loser. I think he's just a bad loser. When he's losing, it's not well. To be honest with you, in the first interview, this is the second interview, the embargo after the one late night one. The first one, he was a bit humble because he said he sort of had a face saying, "I think if my boys don't show up, there'll be a humbling," because he did say this team right now compared to Man City, every time they come to us, there's a balance. Now he says the balance is a bit, so he knows there's no balance right now. And just something else, you guys had a conversation and I was listening in the background. If you watch our games at Anfield, which I've watched a few, just highlights, extended ones, you will notice that every time, and this is the Liverpool with Gini Wijnaldum, this is the Liverpool with Henderson at his prime, the engine, we used to call it the Brexit midfield, if you guys know that word. This is the Brexit midfield. They were just workhorses. All they were doing is they'll hound you down, and they used to hound down Fernandinho. I used to feel sorry for him because they attacked him. Gini, Henderson pressed him. So now that team doesn't press like that anymore with Thiago. It's all skill with Thiago. He's not good at tracking back. Fabinho is not having a great season. Van Dijk is not doing well after he came back from the injury. But if you look at those games, guess what? We drew with them multiple times, or few times, and few times they beat us. And we beat them obviously when there was the COVID. I hate when people make that excuse that we only beat them because they were drunk or hungover and it was no fans in the stadium. You still got slapped. The record is there in the Premier League website. If you notice those games, guess what? De Bruyne managed to rip them apart. Thus, in their prime, when they were, he used to put through balls, but unfortunately, our players were freezing in front of goal and couldn't shoot. Now, this is a Liverpool team playing a high line with low confidence, and they're not in their prime. De Bruyne plays that through ball. Who is it going to? Haaland.
Come on here.
To Foden. Yeah, it's going to Foden. It's going to Haaland. And even Jack, as bad as people talk bad about him, he's playing very well recently. And Jack is the guy who orchestrated the beatdown of 7-2 against Liverpool. So all I'm saying is, if they play a high line and if they try to go toe-to-toe with us, yes, it will be a fight. But they don't have the confidence and the legs anymore. I think they'll be ripped apart. And you know what? Klopp is so proud, and the Liverpool players are so proud. It's at Anfield. I think if it was at the Etihad, they could have had less pressure, but now they're at Anfield. Their fans won't let them park the bus. So guess what they're going to do? They're going to try push front. Balls in behind. I'm telling you, I just have a feeling that Sunday might be the day maybe Klopp walks out of Liverpool. But between you guys, you know what will make me happy is if we beat them badly at a point where their fans walk out of the stadium like the United fans did, because I'm going to record that and clip it.
That would be gorgeous. That would be so
I was going to
nice.
say, do you think their fans talk so much about how they're such great fans? Do you think they would really walk out?
Oh,
A beat down. Everybody walks out of a beat down. Beat down, you walk out.
Yeah,
What do you
but
yeah.
think
If
the
like
it's
the
game?
like
United fans,
3-0, 4-0, what do you think the number has to be at
no, it'd have to
halftime
be
to get
more than
people to
that.
walk out? It has to be
It'd
5.
have to
You think
be
5-0?
Okay,
well. You
4
got to
0
think.
first
Hold.
half. Are they not walking out? Like the Man United game. 4 0 first half. Are they not walking out?
So, but the United game, we were. Make sure I'm remembering this correctly. It was at the Etihad, right? They were
Yeah, it
the
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
away fans. They were the
Oh,
away
the
fans, and
Anfield.
so they left.
Yeah, it
This is
is
at
at Anfield.
Anfield. I mean, now again, it doesn't have to be everybody walk out, but if you let me
So
see
we
2
need
or
some
3
people.
people walk out, clip that
Oh,
because
yeah.
they talk like they are the best fans in the world. So I mean, if anybody walk out, then it needs to be
Clip it.
on
Clip it.
on every podcast and YouTube channel everywhere. So I'm with you on that one. I think it would have to be like you said, that 4, that 5, something like that. It has to be one of those types of games.
Even 3-0. I think they're too proud. I think do you know the thing is, like Liverpool fans, I have tried. Like before I broke down and started throwing them back, and I gave them a whole week of my life throwing them and making sure I get under the skin. It's because I used to try and sit down and say, lads, I get it. You guys are fantastic, but you are not all that fantastic. There's players in the world. There's Madrid, there's Barcelona players out there. Bayern Munich, Lewandowski. You can't tell me this guy is the best. You can't tell me Fabinho is the best DM in the world. There's DMs in the world. I know Rodri is great, but there's some DMs in the world. Obviously now they're down. Rodri is up top, but that's where my sort of hate for Liverpool came. It's not because of the team. I enjoyed that team, but it's because the fans. Every time there's a starting 11 between two teams, regardless that team is out of form, they always say this guy is still world class, better than your player. So he sits down, my guy is in. So I'm telling you, I think they're so proud if they see a 3-0 beat down. I'm talking about that beat down where because Liverpool beat you down with speed. It's constant speed. City break you down mentally. I have seen Chelsea beaten 2-0 by City. I don't know if you remember this, where Fabregas went
Yeah.
on the bench and wanted to fight with Fernandinho. They gave up. They started walking and they were pointing at each other, saying, "You go, I go, you go." That's what I want. The Man United beat down two. Remember the 2-0 we beat them where it was just mental. I felt sorry for the Man United players. I want that beat down. I think if that beat down happens, somebody's walking out. And I'm clipping. You're right. Even if it's one Liverpool fan walking out and they say that on Sky, I'll clip that. I'm shameless. I'll clip it, and every time I see
Hey,
they
you gotta
deserve it.
get those clips. No, for real. So I actually kind of wanted to talk about all this crazy PSG nonsense, so we can
Hold
like
on, real
laugh at other
quick before
people.
we
Yeah,
can I ask one more question before we leave the City
of
match?
course, of course, of course, of course, of course.
Are we thinking Foden down the left or Foden down the right?
The right, because Grealish, I feel like is gonna play.
So putting him down the right has him matched up against Robertson again, as
Or
opposed
Samikas,
to
who's ever fit. Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
As opposed to going at Trent is gone, so it would be
Leonel Gomez, yeah.
Joe
Gomez.
Yeah.
Or
I just Gomez
Lunch.
has got that strength.
He's a
but
fucking buffet, bro. Oh my god, they're about to fuck.
Here's
that's
the
why
thing.
I'm
Hold on,
asking.
hold on, hold on. Here's the thing, though. Gomez is actually a better defender than Trent.
And that's what I was gonna say.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like he actually plays defensive football better than Trent Alexander-Arnold. And so I think that like him being back, they're not gonna push him up, right? So their attack we know has to only come from the front six because Samikas or Robinson can't lead Foden. So it's like it actually we know exactly how they're gonna attack. I'm sure Pep has done the work. He says, hey, if you do X, Y, and Z, they can't get in. There's no other person that's gonna break us. And so like I hope that Grealish can do the business. Like this is his game to truly say, let me go out here and embarrass one of my countrymen. And you know, I hope Grealish scores. Like I want a Grealish goal, either 1-0 or 2-0 to just like I need that for Jack. Like Gucci Grealish, that's my guy.
Yeah, he
You know,
deserves a
like,
goal.
he deserves
does
it. He
deserve
deserves
one,
it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate
If you remember-
honestly, the respect you putting on Gomez's name. I mean, that's all I gotta say. So
Well, no.
go ahead.
I mean, but to bring up Gomez, you remember Sterling was going at him and he was ready to fight. Sterling is tricky,
Exactly.
but Grealish is tricky on another level. If Grealish is going at that dude, turning him inside and out, having him on skates every single play, it's gonna be a long night for Gomez.
And
Oh, yeah,
he's a
he
great
ripped him apart,
defender,
didn't
but
he?
it's that side to side that really fucks with Gomez, and that's why he's a really good center back because
He's
really he
super
can just kind
strong.
of But
Yeah,
when
he's
it comes
got
to
the
like moving those
strength.
hits, nah, he's not there.
He's
Wait a
still
minute,
better
Raheem
than
ripped
Trent.
him apart, didn't he? Raheem
Yeah.
Oh
ripped
yeah,
him
he's
apart.
definitely better than
Yeah.
Trent.
And he gave him a
for
pen.
sure.
Yeah, he gave him a pen. He ripped him
Defensively,
apart and gave him a pen. And it was a pen, remember? So he ripped him, and they almost had a fight. Then the next time he went at him, he gave a pen away. I think he's a bit shaky. I watched him in the Rangers game. He's there's a word for it. You know how Van Dijk is calm. Some defenders are calm. Gomez is not calm. I saw him in the Rangers game. He was just hoofing the ball out. Like he saw rush and he was tackling that. So I think with the fact that Jack gets injured a lot, get in the box with Gomez, get in the box with him and see what he can do. And the thing is, apparently Konate, I think it's mind games, but Konate did not train. But I know Klopp, this is a lie. It's mind games. But if Konate doesn't step on that ground and it's Phillips and Gomez or it's Meona, I don't
Patrick,
know.
you know Papa's fan. Like you can't put Nat Phillips on the same pitch. He shouldn't even dress.
Haaland.
He should not be on the same in the same arena as Erling
I'm just
Haaland.
gonna
It would be
lie.
disrespectful.
If that happens, I'm just gonna upload a video on Twitter of me just like maniacally laughing into my phone for like 35 seconds. That's it. I might go and buy a bottle of champagne just because of it if I see it. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm
Matt
saying.
Team
Bob might
still
be
hurt?
trying to be fired. He might be trying to prepare people. Like,
Yeah, Matip still hurt. Does this loss, if Liverpool loses, do we count them out of top 4? Do y'all think they can make it to top 4 like they had the Allison goal to save them a couple years ago? Like,
I don't think so. The teams are better now. The teams are way better.
Newcastle's better.
but also those teams haven't been there. So what the thing is the top teams are the top teams because at the end of the season they can handle that grind. And I don't think Arsenal is going to fall apart again after what they did last year. So that's one spot that's in there. Honestly, Brighton, they're getting shakier and shakier by the moment. And so Chelsea, obviously, they've seen straighten themselves out. So I think with City, that's already 3. So it's just like, who's going to be that 4th?
I think Spurs.
Yeah.
I think it's big money. It's City, Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea. Like Liverpool's destined for Europa, and I need it. I need to see them on Thursday nights. I need that in my life.
Yes. I don't even know what the Europa League music sounds like. Like, I know people play it and for like memes and stuff like that, but when it plays, it's just like a random song to me. So I wouldn't be able to hear it and be like, yeah, that's the Europa League music.
It's not majestic. It tries. They try to make it majestic, but it's not. It just sounds like it sounds like you failed. Welcome to the fail zone. That's what it sounds like. Like they try to make it iconic because like, have you noticed the Champions League? It's just the Champions League sign comes out, then they show people's goals and the trophies. Europa, they try to make it iconic. This in slow-mo, people are doing dribbles. And I was like, I know what you're doing. You're trying to encourage people to watch this. It's so exciting because the issue about Europa is, I get it. It's exciting right now because Juventus might drop down, Barcelona, and most of AC Milan will drop down eventually, like the big names. But without the big names, what the hell is Omonia? What's Omonia? I never knew what Omonia is. Like, what's that? And there's Bondo. What's Bondo? Like, Arsenal is beating a team called Bondox or something, and then Omonia is holding United to the 90th minute. And then you Google these teams, they have no badge. No offense, like they have no team badge. You're like, my God, what's going? Like, you get what I mean, right? Like, Europa is just.
I feel it.
Sheriff, Bodo, ammonia. These are just random words that, like, Like I know I looked it up for my kids. Ammonia's in Cyprus, so I was able to tell my kids where Cyprus is because we were watching the match. And now those kids in South LA, they know that Cyprus exists, and I'm so happy now. It's a joke. It's a joke. I never want to see. I can't imagine seeing Sky Blue in the Europa on a Thursday night.
That's a big call.
Audacity, the disgust. You play on Thursday and Sunday, ew. Like I don't.
We dropped there. Remember when we dropped there when we were there for a while? We went there.
You know, sadly, that was before my time. I'm not gonna lie.
We dropped there for a while, and now you know what? When we dropped there, I thought there was a chance because I was like, no way. But some of these teams work extra hard. They take it personal, and then I think City was like, no, we don't want to be here. I think they told the manager, no, we don't really want to be here. Like, keep it moving. Just get rid of it and go fast. Like, look at Sheriff, right? How funny is it that a team called Sheriff, and we're making fun of it, that Sheriff as a policeman, they have their badge as the actual Sheriff badge. Like, that's the team. And that team slapped Madrid twice. And that's the only team that beat Madrid last season, by the way, in the Champions League. It was on a Sheriff. How?
That's right. Crazy football.
Damn. That was a good question, Derek. I was like, how did we even get here? Derek opened up that whole can of worms. PSG, they're falling apart. They're crumbling. I guess, or do you want to do a couple more of these cooked and cursed? Because we're getting close to the end of the stream. Or if you guys want to keep going, I don't really know. I know it's getting late in where Derek is.
I think Patrick should decide. He's the latest.
Yeah.
He's the latest.
Yeah, I might leave you in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay,
so let's end on this. Perfect. Let's end on this then. So we'll ask you a couple of cooked and cursed. So what do you think on Virgil van Dijk, since we're about to play these two teams? Let's play this team. Let's talk about their players. Cooked or cursed, Virgil van Dijk?
What cooked as in what
Sorry. So what cooked means is he over? Like is the best of him done? Is it
so it's burnt. Like so cooked I'm pretty sure like that's the slang in America. Like here it's burnt, so it's done. Okay, it's the same thing. Yeah, so he's done.
He is. You agree? He is.
I think he is, and shout out to my friend if you're watching this, and I bet he is watching this, Hugo. So he's from Jamaica, and he told me on my stream, and I sort of laughed in the background. I was like, come on, you're just being a hater. He said this with his full chest. He's like, this season Liverpool are done, and he said I was like, why are Liverpool done? He's like, because Van Dijk is done, my friend. I was like, come on, Hugo, and he's like, I'm serious, Patrick. Van Dijk is done, and what's gonna happen is they're gonna crumble in defense because he looks after everybody. He's the daddy, but they're done. And guess what? Every time he sends me a message when Liverpool lose and draw, he's like, "What did I tell you?" And he's right. It looks like
what did he tell you?
Yeah, like the way he got injured. I think, guys, if you take it, even look at Sané. Sané lost a step. You know that, right? Sané is not the Sané that used to run how he is. When you get injured like that with your knee and your leg, how serious it was. When you come back, especially somebody who's now 31, turning 32 as Van Dijk, he's not gonna be as fast. And I know a lot of fans make fun of him, saying that he defends using perfume and deodorant, but it's a joke in England, which I don't know why people say that. It's because other players say he smells good.
Let's bring that over to the States.
Apparently, he smells good, so a lot of players just say he smells good and defends well. So people say he uses the perfume, defend other perfume is done and dusted. So I think he's smoked. I think he's smoked.
I like that. And I mean, that's actually not a bad idea to defend. You wear like a real nice cologne. So if you get too close to a player, they'll smell you and that might like throw them off a little bit, you know? That's actually not a bad idea. So the second player, still in Liverpool, TAA, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Is he cooked or is he just cursed? Is he just down on his luck?
Thing is, he's 23 years old, isn't he? 23. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I'm pretty sure you've seen me on Twitter. ever since the first day I saw Trent, I said the same thing over and over. Uh, he was never a good defender. Everybody knew that he is never a good defender. But the issue is this: I said, as Hugo said, Daddy Van Dijk has lost a step. That's the guy who carried the whole defense. Henderson used to cover for Trent, and guess what? Henderson is going towards 32, 33 now. He's lost his
Mm,
legs. Genie One Adam, my brother Genie, they threw him
yeah,
away. How they threw
yeah.
away Genie, I think, was embarrassing. I think Liverpool have to start looking at themselves the way they insult these brothers like Mane and Genie, just throw them out. These guys were important. Guess what? Mane is gone, Genie is gone. Guess what's happened between the legs are gone. So I think it's just that he there's nothing I can tell you right now. There's no improvement in Trent until the team starts performing, because I think he's part of a system. So in that system, he looked great as a player, but right now that system has gone down and crashed. Guess what? He's been exposed because now you have to defend, brother, and now he can't defend. And guess what's going to happen? This guy never defended. And when Klopp got this brother, what did he tell him? You don't have to defend, you go and attack. So why are you blaming this kid? This kid was told from the first day, you're not here to defend, you're here to create. So he's going to be exposed. So I don't know where to put him. Is he cursed? Oh, is he exposed? Maybe you should bring the word exposed.
I guess you're it's like a push. I mean, again, honestly, it just sounds like he's cursed. That's
Yeah,
what
okay,
to me, that's
let's
what you're
put cursed. I
saying.
think, yeah,
But
he's cursed.
wow, I mean,
He's playing out of position.
yeah,
Trent is not a right back. He is an 8. He should be a box to box midfielder, like Jude Bellingham, like just running up and down, using his athleticism, putting those balls in. I hate that he plays on the right. Like if I was English, I would want him up there where Mason Mount is. I want him up there, trying to get into those half spaces naturally, not leaving a hole that somebody has to cover. Like that's why Southgate won't play him, because he's not a real white right back or even a right wing back, because they didn't defend well enough. So like, I hate it for Trent. Talented guy. I will say this: the only black people in the Premier League I root for to fail are Virgil and Trent. Like I hope they fail every match. Every other black player in the league, I hope you do well. But for those two, I want failure, because I want them to be exposed on that club. I want them in the Europa Conference League. So, they're both cursed in my opinion. And I hope that curse lasts a couple more years.
yeah, it's what it is.
It's
All
very
right.
hard though, isn't it? Because as you're right, you don't want brothers to fail, and because when brothers fail, especially in England and in Europe, trust me, when a brother fails, it's not the same as when a white player fails. When a brother fails, they'll spotlight you. So you want them to succeed, and I think him being born in England is gonna carry him more than somebody who's not born in England, because when you're born in England, they will carry you, regardless, even if they go against you, like the soccer stuff and all that stuff in the World Cup. These days, England will still carry you because you're English. But I just hope, like to God, as somebody said on TV, that this kid Trent is talented, right? Can somebody please just sit him down from his camp and say, brother, you have to defend. Get yourself a coach who can teach you even average defending. Because somebody says, teach him average defending. Trust me, he's going to look good. But my God, what I have seen recently, I don't know, guys. I feel bad for him one time. I was like, I wish I had a phone to him and say, my guy, just tell the manager to sit you down for a while. Maybe play some
That's what's
FIFA and
happening.
come back. Yeah.
That is what's happening. I don't think he's
You think
really
so?
2 weeks hurt. I think that Klopp is seeing that I have to take him out of the firing line, and so they're using the injury to give him space, clear his head, get out of the cycle of everybody talking about him. Just give him a
That's
break.
smart.
I think that's really what's going on. I really do. So what I was going to say about Trent reminds me, and this is so I'm with Charlie. I want them. Actually, I don't dislike Van Dijk or Trent necessarily. I dislike Liverpool. they're on Liverpool. If they go to a different club, I'll be okay with them. But as long as they're on
Yes.
Liverpool, I can't root for them. That being
sure.
said, I am somewhat concerned for Trent that he is about he is we are seeing from Trent what we saw from Dele Ali. He burned really bright early in his career, got a lot of hype. Everybody was talking about him, and then he fell off. I can't tell you what happened with Dele Ali, but I can tell you now that he has not been able to put it back together. As great as he looked at Tottenham with Pochettino, he is a fraction of that player now. And if Trent Alexander-Arnold does not figure it out, he runs the risk of his career looking like that of Dele Ali, who's still young and should be able to figure it out, but can't.
Wow. Wait, what he said is very smart. You know what? Think about it. Because if, let's say, for instance, let me just say this. What he said is something that has just clicked in my head, because Pochettino leaving Tottenham left Dele Ali stuck, because I think Pochettino was able to cater for his attitude. He knew that Dele Ali is talented, but he was, backing him up, hyping him up. Let's go. You're part of my system. But what if your manager, who is the guy who left you in the system, leaves? Because somebody walks in. Let's say like Crank, you're the manager, and you walk into Liverpool, and the defense is still shaky. You're gonna sit there and say, "I need a defensive right back," aren't you? So what happens? Trent leaves. When Trent goes to another team, he's still being exposed. He's loaned in the championship team. That's how it happens. So he's right. The same way as Dele Ali, it was Poch's system that made him look great, and it was working. Poch never cared about Dele Ali's attitude. Let's look at Trent. What if Klopp leaves and there's a manager who comes in and wants a better defense, and he looks at Trent and say, "You are creative, but you can't defend. Why should I be wasting the space for you in here? And I'm not going to convert you into a winger because there's already wingers like Salah who've been paying you for a long time. So bench." And then Trent says, "I want to go on loan." He goes on loan. Same as Dele Ali, keeps going loan, loan, loan. Oh, he changes. You find him is in championship playing as a midfielder. Maybe he comes back, maybe he doesn't. So he is right. It might happen. And you have to fix up.
Well, I guess we'll leave it on that. So let people know how they can get a hold of you, where they can find you, where they can listen.
Okay, look, thanks for having me, guys. And guys watching, I know some of my friends on Twitter are watching. There was a comment crank there. Somebody says you're holding the mic as if you're about to drop
Yes.
16 bars.
Yeah. No, I love that. That was great. That was hilarious.
Yeah, welcome to my Twitter side. That's my Twitter. It's just full of trolls, but anyway, they're good trolls. They're very good people. So guys who are watching, please subscribe to the channel, guys. Subscribe to the Shades of Blue podcast. These brothers are amazing. As Crank said, the first time he put that tweet, I also read that tweet. Remember, Crank? And we ended up saying we're both from different sides of the world, because I was about to join. Then you're like, "Oh, you're in Ireland." I was like, "Oh, you're in America."
Yeah, you're way
And
over
then,
there. It's not gonna work. Sorry,
then
guys.
look, guys, it's very hard, believe it or not. I'm gonna just say this to people. People don't get it. When brothers come together, or brothers or black people support each other, some people say, "Oh, you're trying to do the black thing." You don't get it, guys. It's difficult, especially in the podcast world or YouTube world, especially when you're stepping into a world that's from England, because this whole sports football thing is from England. So you're an outsider stepping into a new territory, and you don't really have much support sometimes. I know some people will be like, "Yeah, but I have brought you on my..." No. The support we're talking about is the different type of support where you're like, when you're stuck, you're like, who should I talk to? Sometimes as a human being, you're more comfortable speaking to somebody of the same color. It's just how it is sometimes. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sound bad. It's just how it is. So I enjoy this when I watch brothers together supporting each other and talking. And I remember I was talking to Charlie, and Charlie was talking about, I remember we were having a back and forth about Raheem, and I knew where Charlie was coming from, but I think my head was very heated up. It's until I started work and said, "Yeah, my God, I know Raheem has done us wrong, but if I continue throwing more shade at it, guess what? I'm gonna open a certain door where I know what I'm doing. I'm pissed off. Yes, I'm just critiquing, but there's certain people who they look for that chink in the armor. They're like, yeah, if he's doing it, I'll jump in, and they'll go a bit extreme. So I appreciate when I see this. So guys, support the people, like the vids. Go to the YouTube channel, support them. Go to the Twitter, support them. My African brothers, the African brothers I chat with, support these guys, man. It's good to support each other. If you want to find me, you can find me on the True City Fan channel. Yes, my channel is complicated. Sometimes it goes missing for a week, then it comes back. That's how it is. That's how you're going to have to deal with it. Find me on Twitter. It's also True City Fan. So I appreciate being here, and I appreciate the love, guys. So I appreciate you guys.
Of course, of course. Tarek, you want to let people know how
Thank
to get
you
you?
so much, man. Oh yeah, just real quick, just again, thank you to Patrick. Really appreciate you coming on. Appreciate all those kind words, and for all your listeners that are listening and watching. Appreciate everyone for being here. It's on the screen at Tarek Peterson on Twitter. Go ahead, hit me up and follow, and I'll follow back.
And as it says right here,
doing, bro?
I was like, "What's happening?"
He's trying to point. He's trying to
But
point.
I'm not good at it. This
Oh,
hand-eye coordination
I'm like, what is he
tough.
doing?
I've had a lot of wine. I'm trying to point at it.
It's right there.
No, it's the other one. It's, oh,
Yeah,
oh.
Depends on where you are. That's hilarious. Too much wine right
Flip
now.
my
Let me just say,
Flip my
find
camera.
me on Twitter at Sharpie Charlie. All the sports, football, basketball, baseball, don't matter. Find me on at Sharpie Charlie.
Oh, and one
Even
more
baseball?
thing. One more thing, Crank. Before I'm going, so I'm gonna say goodbye to you. But I'm going to leave on my terms because I've watched you, Crank, throughout your shows. You just cut people, and that's it. They're gone. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna cut myself. Goodbye.
I like it. Taking destiny into his own hands. I like that. And then
That's
also
a beautiful ending. That's a beautiful.
Yeah,
ending.
that was great. No, I like
Yes.
that. The homie saying that I hold it. I don't like a stand. I like it's never the right way. So I just took it off the stand. Now I hold it. And sometimes two hands is great. Sometimes one hand is great. You know, you gotta switch it up. So if I could rap, I would, but I can't, so I won't. You can find me at Crunk Chocolate, CRUNKCHOCOLATE. You know the fucking vibes. Shady Gang, Shady Gang, Shady Gang. Ending broadcast.